Shagobah, first foremost, I'm gonna give more praise, glory, and highest honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honor to elders and pastors of Great Millstone, Shagobah, to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Arakia coming back with a lesson. And, I was past Sunday visiting this Alcazaba of Malaga, okay, out here in Andalusia, southern Spain. And I took some videos from the fortress. It's actually also connected to a castle, which is called, let me actually double check the name. Give me a moment. Yeah, the castle of Gibralfaro, which I climbed. That's a good climb, you're gonna work up a sweat. I climbed there Friday, I believe that was, but it wasn't open at that point. Maybe, however, does I still go inside of the castle as well, but they are connected. This is the Alcazaba of Malaga from the cathedral, and this is Moorish. Okay, so this is built by our people, man. Okay, in the 11th century, remember Esau at that point, they were in a beast-like state. So I took some videos inside, so let's go through these videos. Then I'm gonna read some of the Wikipedia and then get some scriptures as well. Okay? And Yahweh Tazah, as I was, speaking with a brother, that if I have the possibility, I will also visit the Alhambra of Granada, okay, which is famous for, the last stronghold of the Moors, going down in 1492 by King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. Okay. So Yahweh Tazah, I be able to go there in location or on location. Let's see. But you can see the architecture, man. And it's a nice place as well. Yeah. Wait, let me see. Okay, yeah, it's this way. Yeah, man. So I just took videos from the inside. Actually, let me just mute this. This part of the view, you see the city. Because remember, you see these fortresses, these castles, they built on good spots. They built on a high up ground because you're going to be able to have to see if the enemy is upcoming. The scriptures also speaks about different towers and different strongholds. If you're a watchman, you cannot be at fucking sea level because how are you gonna see if the enemies are approaching, man? Okay, you have to be on high, so you're gonna be able to blow the trumpet to prepare. Okay, as you can see, this is very high. This is a lot higher than the sea level. And yet this place is partly reconstructed, but you can see it has that shake touch. And that, those that road, okay, goes to the castle of Gibralfaro. If I'm not mistaken, it looks as it does, because I walked there just a few days ago. And you can see it's kind of, I don't know if the word is steep, but when you walk up that hill, if you're not, I mean, you're gonna, let's say you're in a let's say you're some obese, morbidly obese, you're not going to be able to make that walk. Because even for Jake, Jake fit, but well, yeah, it was hot, but I was sweating a bit, and it took me like 15 minutes, something like that, 15-20 minutes. Yeah, man. So this are just some videos I took from the inside, to have for extra edification, man. Because this not, yeah, of course, you're gonna be able to see stuff like this on YouTube and shit, but in the level of pictures, it doesn't always give the whole story. This is why I wanted to take a video. You can see better, of the insides of the fortress, man. Okay. A little bathtub. Yeah, I remember this, but yeah, they had stairs, and then on the left, or actually right now behind me, but when I turn left and that, there's there's a nice little square, you can say. Check this out. Nice little communion space. You know, has a cool vibe. This place, because we've been gotten used to too much of the, how do you call it, the modernities. Modern, everything being modern, everything being digitalized, everywhere having fucking huge screens. You know, in the kingdom, we're gonna go back to the old paths. Not saying that this is kingdom level. Come on now, kingdom. We cannot describe it for the moment. But yeah. So this part, I don't know if it's reconstructed, because you have that Roman type architecture of those different pillars. You see, because that's ISO. So maybe that part is reconstructed. Okay, because that's the only thing ISO knows how to do. And then there's the mini mapping. ISO has that in ancient Greece, in Rome, Washington D.C., fucking Finland, all of these Edomite places. They have always these fucking pillars, man. Let me see if there's more. I think this is the last video. Okay. You see here. You see the other side of the fortress. As you can see, it's high, and it gets even. There was a tower right now, which is to the left of me right now. So if you go there, you would have been able to see enemies coming from afar off. But you can see this place is pretty cool vibes, man. This place. Yeah, that was the last video. Okay, so let me go to read about it. Let's read about it. Then I'm gonna go to the scriptures, because already what came to mind is Revelation 20, when it speaks about the little season. Because Esau right now, they are in their little season, man. The Alcazaba is a palatial fortification in Malaga, Spain. Okay, which I'm here right now. built during the period of Muslim ruled Al Andalus. And when you check out Al Andalus, you can see that Spain and Portugal was the same thing, man. You know, there on the left you have Braga, which is a Portuguese city, and then these other places, Granada, Cordoba, Toledo. This is Spain, man. Even here you can see the left you have Kingdom of Galicia, Country of Portugal, Al Lisbona, okay, Lisbon. So this is more proof, when we speak about the Revelation 13, the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, that the 10 horns is going into the European Union countries. Yes, in that decree of Maastricht, okay, 1992 European Union Decree of Maastricht, look it up. They had 12 countries, yes, but you had Ireland and England, which is part of the UK, so that counts as one. And then you have Spain and Portugal, but as you can see historically, they were one, so that's one as well. So when you do the math, the math is mathing, so it brings out 10 countries, okay, that decree of Maastricht, and that gives you the 7 heads and 10 horns, the 10 horns to be specific. Okay, the current complex was began in the 11th century. Okay, so in the thousands, okay, in the thousand something, and was modified, rebuilt multiple times up to the 14th century. It is one of the best preserved Alcazabas. So lucky for that. In Spain, the Alcazaba is also connected by a walled corridor to the higher castle of Gibraltar, and adjacent to the entrance of the Alcazaba are remnants of a Roman theater dating to the 1st century AD. Now, let me look up just some parts of the history. You see, the current Alcazaba was begun by the Hammoudid dynasty in the early 11th century, probably under the reign of Yahya I, round about 1021 to 1036. So it's exactly 1,000 years old, the current Alcazaba, which right now is, you see, just about 1,000 years. Now, okay, we're not gonna read all that. Okay, so let's jump here. In a crucial event near the end of the uh, Reconquista, okay, the Spanish monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella captured Malaga from the Muslims during the siege of Malaga, which began on 6th of May 1487 and ended with the surrender of the city on 18th August that same year. So you see, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, they was doing damage, man. And that was, yes, already before, but that was just more so establishing that beginning of the little season, man. The Edomites ruling. King Ferdinand, Isabella, and King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, these are Edomites. Okay, wedding portrait of Queen Isabella I of Castile and King Ferdinand II of Aragon. Okay, these are damn Edomites, bro. You know. So that was a power move when they married, and I learned this from the elders apostles of great millstone. I remember Elder Apostle Tahar in particular speaking about it, because then that was, bringing further unification to the crown, or the let me say how it is, by the Castile and Aragon, okay, as it says, okay. The Catholic monarchs, okay, were Queen Isabella I of Castile and King Ferdinand of Aragon, whose marriage and joint rule marked the de facto unification of Spain. You see, so that was a power move, that was a business transaction. You see, most scholars generally accept that the unification of Spain can essentially be traced back to the marriage of Ferdinand and Isabella. The reign was called by W. H. Prescott the most glorious epoch in the annals of Spain. That was a power move, man. So that's going, and I'm gonna go to the scriptures in a moment, but that goes hand in hand with the little season. Okay, so in a crucial event near the end of the Reconquista, the Spanish monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella captured Malaga from the Muslims during the siege of Malaga, which began on 6th May 1487 and ended with the surrender of the city on 18th of August that same year. After their victory, the monarchs raised their standard at the Torre del Homenaje in the inner citadel. Starting in the 18th century, the Alcazaba's military function ceased. It was occupied by civilian residents and became a marginal neighborhood of the city. Starting in 1933, under the direction of Leopoldo Torres Balbas, the residents were evacuated and restorations of the Alcazaba began, along with archaeological investigations. So when you look at the layout, okay, which I took a video of this, the model, okay, that's the gates. That's from where you go in. Okay, you can see that has that Jake touch in it. You see? Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So let me just go to the scripture. Okay. So this is Revelation chapter 20. And I'm going to begin from verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, which is bottomless pit going into Europe, man. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Which is, that devil and Satan is going Edomites. Okay, when were they bound? Roundabout from, 325 until the 1300s, 1400s. It's roundabout. But hey, that's a big marking in history, of that little season. We're going to read about it in the next verse, verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. And that King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella shit was exactly a fulfillment of this. That little beginning of the little season, which right now is going on about 700, 600, 500 years, getting ready to end that little season. Okay, so that's pretty much it, man. From a historical point of view. And hey, let me end it up with Daniel 7. And from a prophetical point of view, Daniel 7 and 18, but the saints of the Most High, who are the Israelites, they read Psalms 148, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So we Israelites, we're going to be ruling this planet Earth under Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh Shai returns, man. We're going to be, stopping the rulership of these Edomites, man. Okay, these banking families. So Yahweh Tazatis was edifying. On to the next one, Shalom.